So tonight I'm making Christmas gifts. I gotta get started now on these. These are soaps. These are cold pressed soaps for Christmas, and I'm doing it pretty much going to color these all natural, make them as natural as possible, and hopefully good for the skin. Right here I've got some rosellas, calyx off my plant. I have rosellas out there that I make tea out of. They're delicious when you make teas. I got some rose hips I'm going to cut up and I'm going to put in the water, and some rose petals off of our bushes out there. I've got some dehydrated rose petals right here. Got my scale, got my lye outside in the garage. I'll mix that out there because I do have a parrot and I don't want the fumes in here when I go to mix the water and the lye. I'm going to use coconut oil and avocado oil, and I think I'm actually going to mix in some olive oil tonight, the extra virgin olive oil, maybe some honey, and then we'll go from there. I've got in this pot about 2 cups of water because I need 8.5 ounces of water to mix in with my lye. So I'm going to boil these in this, let this cool, and then I'll mix in my lye with that, and then I'll do my fats when I get to that point, and I'll show you all that as I'm going along. And I'll show you what the soap looks like when I take it out tomorrow. So right now in my pot, I have it on low because I really don't want it to boil. I just want to get that color, that pink color. And so now we're just going to strain this. I've got a coffee filter in there to kind of catch any little bits or stuff that got boiled in there. So basically the colors out of the roses. This is sat and cooled. So hopefully I get 8.5 ounces here. Okay, so you need a digital scale for this. So let me turn this on, and I've just got a jar here, and I'm looking for the ounces. So I'm going to zero that out. I'm going to dump my red colored water. 8.5 ounces is what this recipe calls for. A little bit over. Let me go. Almost there. 8.5 exactly. Perfect. So I'm going to dump that in that, and I'll take that outside to make the lye, or dump the lye in with that, because it gets a lot of fumes, and with our parrot, they can't take it. Now I'm going to stick my pan on here, and I'm going to tear that to 0. And I need 20 ounces of fat, so I'm going to use what's left in this, and I'm going to put 2.5 ounces of my avocado oil. No, Timon. 2.5 ounces of that. And I'm going to put another 2.5 ounces, which is going to bring this up to a total of 5 ounces. You can tear it out every time, but I just know the total is going to be 20 by the time I'm done. 4.9. That's close enough. Okay. And coconut oil. 15 ounces, which will bring it up to my 20. .7. 20.1, close enough. All right, so now we're out in the garage. We're gonna mix the lye up, and I need 3.5 ounces. So let me tear this out. You do want to wear your gloves and your safety glasses because you don't want this stuff in your face. And you get some vinegar or some water nearby. There's a sink out here if I get it on me. I need 3.5 ounces of lye. This will burn your lungs, so, and your throat, your nose. So you want to do this in a well-ventilated area. Okay, 3.5. So this is going to get really hot. That's why I've got my thermometer here. You're going to dump the lye into the water, not the opposite way.
And you'll get fumes. You stir this up. It may clump up, but it'll just stir until the clumps go away. Put it in slowly, you shouldn't splash it. Just in case, make sure you get long sleeves on. Trying to stay away from the fumes. You can see the steam rolling off of this already. You have kids, I wouldn't do this part with them. I wouldn't even let them handle this because it can burn the skin.
So it's all stirred up. I don't feel any clumps. It's all dissolved. Put this in here. Let me see what the temperature is on this. I don't see anything. Can you see that?
It is 150 and climbing.
So we want this to get down to at least 120 before we start messing with it. And we're just gonna let that sit out here and cool off. All right, so the oil is completely melted down. I'm just gonna turn that off, let it sit back here, let it cool off till it's the same temperature as the lye water. So I want to get it at least under 120. That's too hot to deal with if I don't. Now this extra rose water I have here, rose hip, I'm just going to stick it in a spray bottle because this stuff's actually really good for your skin. I can spray my skin and it's really good for your skin. Here is our lye water. It didn't stay pink, it turned brown. So we need that in first. Then I'm going to put in my oil. All this is down to 100 degrees. So I'll make sure I get everything out of here. I did have to adjust the recipe. I said 3.5 ounces of lye, and it's only 3 ounces, so I had to adjust. All right, so you take your stick blender, you stick it in here. Start slow. What you're gonna do is just mix it up.
Stop the blender for a second.
Now that it's at trace, I'm going to start adding a few things. I'm going to add, this is raw honey. So I'm going to add a spoonful of that. Honey's real good for the skin. And then I have an essential oil, ylang-ylang. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm going to dump about a capful. this stuff's really good for the skin too. So about a capful. And then I'm going to add my dehydrated roses. As you can see, it didn't turn out pink. But I think it's still really pretty. And then I'm going to just stir that in. And I'm going to blend it a little bit more, and then I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, so now it's blended. It's getting thick. I'm going to scrape this off. And then I'm going to get my molds over here to dump it in. It looks runny, but it's not. It's actually pretty thick now. Like I said, it's not pink. We'll see what it looks like when it dries. Regular cupcake molds. We're using these for the soaps. You can get the regular brick soaps if you like, but these are going to be gifts, so I wanted them to look pretty. And I'm just going to dump these out. You just got to be careful.
I shouldn't be sitting on top of it, but just fill these up. Trying not to make a mess. I'm going to level these out, so. Just fill each mold up. Turn this back in.
I just want to tap it so any air bubbles get out of there.
For the line that I put in. And this one. Just keep scraping it out. I'll be right back with you with the next.
Just for tonight, I'm just going to put this Reynolds wrap over it because I don't want it to stick to the towel. It's loose. It's not. And then I'm going to throw a towel over it and let it sit overnight. Hopefully by tomorrow, it'll look like this. All right, so it's 4 a.m. and these things are solid. So I took the Reynolds wrap off, or saran wrap. And it looks like they're doing good. I'm not going to take them out of the molds till later this afternoon because I want it to sit 24 hours. Alrighty. So this is all you do when you go to get your soap out. This pops right out. Now it was an epic killer fail, but it does smell really good. And I'm going to sit it on a rack, leave it in my back room, and just let it sit for about 30 days, maybe longer. I'll look at it and there's no air bubbles, so I got all the air bubbles out. It smells so good. Even though I didn't get the color I wanted. I think the next time I'll just warm up the oil and put all my flowers in it that have that red color, so I get that red color or pink color. These turned out really nice. And there you go.